For decades, the United Kingdom talked about nuclear power. It debated it, it delayed it, it diluted it. And while others built, the UK hesitated. Now, in late 2025, the British government says something unusual. We have only just begun. This is not optimism, this is admission. And admission that the UK is late and is now trying to rebuild an industry that was allowed to rot for nearly half a century. This, ex- this video explains what the UK is actually doing, why the state is back at the center, and why nuclear power is no longer an energy story but a power story. Nuclear power is not solar, it is not wind, it is not a startup sector. Nuclear projects last 60 to 100 years. They may require massive upfront capital, political guarantees, regulatory certainties, and long term public acceptance. That is why Energy Secretary Ed Miliband openly said nuclear is state business. This is an unspoken rule of history. Only states can absorb first of a kind nuclear risk. Private capital arrives later, after the risk is socialized. This is exactly what the UK is doing now. UK is no longer betting on a single reactor type. It is deploying a three-layer nuclear strategy. Layer 1, large reactors. The Hinkley Point C, Sizewell C, these are grid anchors. Each can power 6 million homes. They are slow, expensive, but sovereign. Layer 2, small modular reactors, SMRs. Rolls-Royce SMRs selected. Factory built, repeatable, scalable. Not smaller ambition, smaller risk units. Layer 3, advanced modular reactors, AMR. Future facing, export oriented, long term industrial leadership. This is not ideology, this is portfolio risk management. The most important institution here is GBEN, Great Britain Energy Nuclear. GBEN is not a power producer, it is a gatekeeper. Its job: assess nuclear proposals, give early in principle endorsements, reduce political uncertainties, unlock private capital. Translation: the state absorbs early risks, then invites private money after credibility is established. This is how France built nuclear dominance. This is how South Korea scaled. This is how China accelerated. The UK is copying what works, not what sounds good. Previously, nuclear projects were restricted to 8 legacy sites. This was paralysis by design. Now, planning rules are expanded. SMRs and AMRs are legally recognized. New sites across the UK, including Scotland, are being assessed. This removes the single biggest hidden obstacle: sitting gridlock. Without land access, the nuclear ambition is meaningless. The UK finally understood this. Here is a critical distinction: the UK is not lowering safety standards, it is removing duplicate approvals, excessive conservatisms, one size fit all regulations. The Fingleton Task Force reforms focus on proportional risks, faster approval for repeat designs, smarter oversight. This is how nuclear becomes buildable, not just safe. France did this, Korea did this, the UK is catching up. Hinkley Point C was expensive because it was first of a kind, but repetition changes everything. EDF reports 20 to 30% productivity gains from Unit 1 to Unit 2. Lower risk at Sizewell C because it's a replica. Private investors entering for the first time. This is the most important lesson in nuclear economics. You do not win by inventing, you win by repeating. Rolls-Royce SMR is not shrinking a large reactor. It is redesigning how nuclear is built. The reactor is only 25% of total plant value. The rest, turbines, cooling systems, structures, control rooms. Rolls-Royce is modularizing everything: factory logic, production mindset, fleet deployment. This is manufacturing strategy, not energy romanticism. The nuclear s- the UK nuclear supply chain is not ready. Government official openly admits this. That's why domestic content targets exist. Skill and apprenticeship are being funded. Long-term pipelines are being emphasized on. Nuclear without supply chain creates dependency, and dependency creates sovereignty. The UK is trying to build industrial depth, not just megawatts. The nuclear power does five things simultaneously: stabilizing electricity grids, anchors heavy industry, enables decarbonizations, creates exportable expertise, locks in state power for decades. That is why nuclear always becomes political. Energy sovereignty is national power. That is the layer beneath every speech that you just heard. The UK isn't leading nuclear, it is recovering, but for the first time in decades, the strategy is coherent. The state is committed. The mistakes are acknowledged. If this survives political cycle, the UK regains energy sovereignty, industrial capability, strategic leverage. If it fractures, again it collapses. Nuclear rewards patience, reputation, and discipline. Anything else fails.